Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media Update. And yes, you see what I have on the board. Record breaker, yes. Caitlin Clark is on the verge of making history again, breaking another record as she did on Friday night. Now, they played today against the Seattle Storm. She's only 3 assists away from breaking Tisha Pettichero's record. Now, Tisha Pettitero did respond to somebody on Twitter and said that she would been to the game to see Caitlin Clark break the record because she's a huge fan of Caitlin Clark's, but she has to attend a wedding. Otherwise, she would be there just to see Caitlin Clark break this record. So, Tisha Pettitero record is 225. Caitlin Clark was I think she had 213 going into the game, and she had 10 assists, so she's 223. She only needs 3 to break it and be the all-time leader in that department. Now, she also has other records that's on her books today. And per Swagata, she's on the verge of breaking Tisha Pettichero's record, which will be the rookie record. And she needs 3 points. She needs in the NFL rookie 3-point record is 76. She has 75. She could break that today by hitting probably just 2 threes, in which they will probably get her the record. And then also she could break the rookie record for the most games with 10 plus assists. She has 8. Today could be the record. She gets 10 again. So Caitlin Clark is on the verge of setting 3 records today. Now, will she be able to set all 3 today? It depends, because Indiana Fever has not fared well against the Seattle Storm this year. Not at all. And the last time they played, it didn't look good. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Let's go back into the first time they played was back in May, which the Fever had a chance to win that game. That was the first game they played them. And it was an 85-83 game. And in that game, let's do box scores real quick. Caitlin Clark had 21 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds in that game. Kelsey Mitchell had 17 points, and Alyssa Smith had 16 in that game. Now, we go back later that month, on the 30th, they played them again at home. And it was a 103-88 win. And in that game, Caitlin had 20 points in that game. So she had 2 games. She had 20 points against Seattle. And she had 9 assists that game and 3 rebounds. And Alyssa Smith, again, had a big game. She had 23 points that game. Aaliyah Boston had a double-double that game. Kelsey Mitchell had 14. Katie Lou had 12 that game. Okay, so now we fast forward again. I think they only played 3 times. And let me see. Yes, they played again. It was 89-77. That was in June 27th, that game. Let's go to box scores, because that's the game Jewel Lloyd showed up. Caitlin Clark in that game had 15 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds in that game. Again, Alyssa Smith had a good game. She had 12 points. Aaliyah Boston had a double-double that game, and Kelsey Mitchell had 14 points that game. and Erica Wheeler had 15 points that game. Now, Lexi Hall only had 13 minutes that game, but she didn't play. And that's the game Jewel Lloyd had 34 points in that game. Now, I'm expecting a different change in this game because I'm going to go back and look at both of these games real quick. Jewel Lloyd had 32 the last time. The first time they ever played, Jewel Lloyd had 32 that game. Let me see what she had this game right here. Jewel Lloyd had 22. So she done had 32, 22, and 34 points against us in this game. And this is where I want to see the improvement from the Indiana Fever since the break coming out in this game. Because this is the last game of this series in which the same way they won a game against New York after being beat by New York all season, they could do the same thing. But I think this Indiana team could be a little bit different. Now, like, they still have issues in the third quarter by getting up big and getting down. Now, how will they do going into the game at 3:30 today? Can they start out fast? Can you instead of putting Katie Lou as a starter, put Lexi Hall as a starter, where she could play defense on a Jewel Lloyd, who's a little bit quicker. You could, slow her up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Katie Lou is quick enough to stick with Jewel Lloyd. And it's a matchup because you got to think Seattle's a little lengthy. That's the main thing. The interior is a little lengthy. And you're going to need Aaliyah Boston and Melissa Smith in this game because Izzy she's a shot block maker. She's going to block shots, but you can get her in foul trouble as well. And if you can manage to get her in foul trouble, that neutralizes a little bit Seattle. Now, who you probably going to have? Probably you're going to have Skylar Diggins on Caitlin Clark. And I think Caitlin Clark will win that matchup. She's going to win that matchup. She won her matchup against Khalil Copper, and Natasha Cloud against Phoenix. So I suspect Skylar Diggins is a little bit smaller. She's not strong enough to deal with her. So I think Caitlin Clark, her passing is going to be more lethal than ever in this game because Seattle is like Necker. She knows Caitlin can pass the ball. They're going to have to play discipline to neutralize what Caitlin wants to do. And I don't think it's going to be that easy. Can the Fever win this game? I think they can. In a whole lot of different ways. I really think they can win this game because the fact of the matter is that this team is more fresh. You got to think Jewel Lloyd just came off the Olympics. They just lost against a Washington Mystics team, out of the gate. So they're going to be looking to play a little bit better, but they travel to Gainesbridge. So that crowd is going to be lethal today. And if the Seattle Storm was to tumble and lose this game and the Fever wins this game, that means the Fever is going to get ground because you got to think the Chicago side does play the Phoenix Mercury again tonight on a back-to-back. And I don't think the Phoenix Mercury is going to lose that game. Just simple as that. They're not going to lose that game. Because I don't think they're not going to be able to have an answer for Brittany Griner, and I think they're going to be pissed. Phoenix going to be pissed because they know they just lost to us, and they're not going to try to lose to Chicago Sky. And so if Phoenix beats Chicago and Indiana beats the Storm, then they'll have a 2-game lead, and then they could do some things because they won't play again until like next Saturday against Minnesota. So they will almost have a week off to get well rested again because Minnesota will be coming off a back-to-back next week. So this fits Indiana perfectly. It fits them perfectly. And like I said, this game is going to be a lot because Caitlin Clark is on the verge to break records. Again, she's on the verge to break 3 records this game: the assists, the 3-point, and the 10-plus assists in this game. She has a chance to get it because her performances against the Seattle Storm has been good. It's not been bad. And she's been averaging almost 7-8 assists a game against them. So there's no, I suspect for her to, I suspect her to get 10 assists this game. And I think she's going to hit probably about 2 threes, and I think she's going to make it. So I think she's going to get all 3 of these records. Now, Seattle's going to do everything not to let her break these records. And this is where her teammates got to show up at. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think, 3 records, she only needs 3 assists to break the record. She needs 10 to do it. So she could be on the verge of getting both, and then she could hit a 3 throughout the game. All she needs is 1 to tie, 2 to hit and to break it. So these records are in range. Now, also, Caitlin Clark has surpassed Diana Taurasi as well as in a 2-game span of points. And she had 118 on Friday, and Diana Taurasi did it in 2018 with 112. So that's the most score points and assists in a 2-game span. And Caitlin has done it twice, surpassing Diana Taurasi. Now, also, Caitlin Clark, assists per game, she led college 3 years straight. A lot of people looks at her 3-point shooting, but it talks about a lot of her passing. Her passing is one of the best attributes she has. Like Steph Curry said, her 3-point range is a secret weapon. But what makes her so elite in this league now, because teams they start to be more aware of, they was worried about her shooting threes in the beginning. Now they can't stop her from passing the ball because they still worry about her shooting threes and scoring. But Caitlin is so smart and has a very high IQ that what she does now, more than she has done, she drives to the basket more. And she gets to the basket, she uses her body more, she takes on that physicality, and that break that they had helped her, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. Now, I'm looking for Aaliyah Boston to have a good game, a bounce-back game this game too as well. So we'll see. And the thing about it is, we didn't have Dantas, we didn't have a lot of the other pieces with us. Tammy Fabelli would have been perfect in this game too. And I think Dantas could require something, but you don't want her on the floor. She still is not up to gain speed a little bit. She still runs a little slow. It's going to take her almost the whole second half of the season to really gain speed, because she only played a few games. But Caitlin is leading the league in assists as well. Now, this is something very interesting that I picked up by Clutch Points. They say that there's only 3 rookies in the NBA and WNBA history to ever record 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists on a 70% TS multiple times. Steph Curry did it 4 times in 2010. Michael Jordan in 85 did it 2 times. And Caitlin Clark now has done it twice in 2024. She has an opportunity before this year to do it again. You know what I'm saying? She has an opportunity to do it again. So she's the only female in WNBA history to ever record a 29, 5, and 10 on a TS, 70% TS. And there's only 2 people in the NBA that did it, Michael Jordan and Steph Curry. So that shows you what kind of talent she is. We can sit here and talk about all of this other stuff, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day, because right now she's a record breaker. She's a record breaker. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going to continue to break records. And today is going to be like no other because people's going to look forward to it because guess what? It's at home. And she's the first rookie to have 450 points and 200 assists. You know what I'm saying? In a season. So you can sit here, say what you will, but now I do believe Caitlin will want to win this game more so than breaking the records because that's just how she is. And I don't see it no other way. I think one thing you have to understand about Caitlin Clark is her mind. Study her. We watch her play. But when I watch her play, I watch her orchestrate the team. I watch her how she moves. I watch her how she set up. And there's been word now because thanks to shout out to John Liquidator for this information. I was watching his video yesterday, and he pointed out that Chrissy Size is rumored that Chrissy Size has turned the offense over to Caitlin Clark. And Chrissy Size even stated that over the break, her and Caitlin Clark been talking. And if y'all remember, there was a clip on X that Caitlin Clark, it was practice, Caitlin Clark and Chrissy Size was sitting on the floor in the gym together talking. And a lot of us speculated, but now it comes to find out that they have really been talking behind the scenes where she's getting to understand Caitlin Clark, what makes her tick, where she wants things. So now she tells Caitlin Clark the play, and she allows Caitlin Clark to orchestrate it on the floor without interfering with that. So that goes to show you how much now Chrissy Size is starting to learn to trust Caitlin Clark a little bit more because Caitlin Clark IQ is so high and her gravity on the game is such a pull that it impacts everybody. It impacts how the defense plays her. It impacts how her teammates operate and trust her. Once your teammate starts trusting you, it is going to be beautiful. You look at it. You see where Erica Wheeler had to start trusting her a little bit more. You see how Katie Lou falls in line. You see how Lexi Hall falls in line. You see Donta doesn't even play that much, and Donta's starting to realize it. Like, dang, this girl is really good. Aaliyah Boston was the first one to start realizing it. Kelsey Mitchell took her a while, but now she gets it. You know what I'm saying? Even she made comments over the break to say that you have to match Caitlin Clark's IQ. If you can't match her IQ, you're not going to be able to play on the same floor with her. You're not going to be able to run with her at all because she's going to be always a step ahead and faster, and you're going to always be behind trying to catch up to her as well. And you see how it played out for Kelsey Mitchell. Me personally, I don't think Kelsey Mitchell should leave. I think she's a great asset to the team. Yeah, her defense liability. Now, she had an exceptional-ass game on Friday. Can she carry that over? If Kelsey Mitchell can get on her and Caitlin still stay on the same page along with Aaliyah Boston, this team is a problem. It's not going to be a problem. This team is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe going into when they play Minnesota next week, I do believe they're going to add a person on their roster, a new person on their roster. I think that going into that Minnesota game next week, you're going to see something because the trade deadline is on the 20th. And I do believe that's in 2 days. That's on Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to see what the Indiana Fever and Linda, them going to do and who they're going to bring in. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting to see because you got to think what Odyssey Sims just got signed by the Sparks. She's on a 7-day hardship contract. So she already played. She played yesterday, today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So her 7 days will be up Friday. So most likely she could get picked up by the Fever. And that would be good. And then I just have to cut somebody else. Now, again, today again, is it's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to the Indiana Fever to win this game. And on top of that, with Caitlin Clark breaking records, it's going to be one of the moments. You remember you remember when they won at home, and I think she got the triple double at home, and they won. But she didn't, she was more worried about the wins. I think this is going to be the same exact feel, same exact flow into the game, because she's going to break records, but she's going to be more worried about trying to win the game. And I do believe the Indiana Fever is going to come out fast. And see, if you make Jewell Loyd play defense and get her in foul trouble, that slows her game down. Jewell Loyd, they're going to have to find an answer for Jewell Loyd. That's who hurts us the most. Nobody else on the Seattle Storm hurts the Fever more than Jewell Loyd. If they can find a way to neutralize Jewell Loyd in this game, they definitely can win this game easily. Easily, they can win this game, and I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on the Seattle interior, because they're gonna have to play out and fast. So we'll see. But anyway, tell me what you think. What do you feel that Caitlin Clark will break these records today? And if so, and do you believe they will get the dub? Leave your comments down below, and and I definitely will read them and answer them back. Until then, this is Livewire Sports Media, and you know what it is.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Livewire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Livewire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.